pressure did last night's election results put on you guys to finalize this SALT agreement, especially when you have multiple House Democrats who are in swing districts who have been fighting for SALT renewal? This would be helpful to them after.
For me, none. We've been working towards a goal similar to this, and so for me, last night was not indicative of anything that's brought together today.
I agree. That's the case. We've been working on this for a very long period.
Senators, have you spoken to your House colleagues who are working on this on a parallel track? Why are there two separate proposals coming out now at this time?
Well, I think for a start, what's most important is there is now an understanding that it would be totally unacceptable from a financial and a political point of view to give massive tax breaks to the wealthiest people in this country by completely repealing the SALT exemptions, the SALT cap. The House, as Senator Menendez mentioned, is moving in a different direction. But I think at the end of the day, we're going to come forward with something that will protect, I guess in New Jersey, you think 98% of the people now? I mean, that's what we're talking about. That's what we have to do. And yet make sure that the wealthy do not get a tax break. Yes, ma'am.
Senators, I want to clarify your proposal. Is the idea that you guys won't have changed the specific $10,000 cap, but you would exempt people up to a certain income threshold from being subject to the cap?
Correct. And it would be permanent, yes.
Right, and that would be somewhere between 400,000 and 550,000.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Senator, do you perceive obstacles making it permanent given the barriers of the reconciliation process?
No, I don't. I mean, I think making it permanent makes a lot of sense for a lot of reasons, and making it deficit neutral also makes sense for a lot of reasons. Yes, ma'am.
Senator Sanders, the two senators from Virginia said that the House delay on passing the bipartisan infrastructure bill was to blame in part for the election results last night. You supported the progressive methods and strategy in the House. What is your response to that? And then Senator Menendez, what is your takeaway from the election in New Jersey?
Well, I tell you, I would like to stay on SALT here. We can talk about that later. I'm happy to answer that, but not right now. Let's stay on SALT. This is a huge issue. Yeah.
Senator, on the subject of SALT, one of your colleagues told me today that he thinks the messaging, the political messaging on SALT has been terrible and is partly to blame for the poor performances in Virginia and in New Jersey yesterday. Do you agree with him?
What has been the political messaging on SALT?
Well, exactly what you're articulating here is that it's a huge, it's huge.
Well, that's not a question of messaging. No, it's not messaging. That's reality. In other words, I mean, the point that I speak for myself here, but we have heard for months and months and months from Democratic colleagues that we are sick and tired of seeing the wealthiest people in this country, including multi-billionaires, and some years pay nothing in federal income taxes. American people are disgusted with that. You go and ask them, it's probably their top priority. They want action. So that if somebody comes up with a proposal that says, yeah, we're going to give even more tax breaks to these people, it's not a question of messaging. That is terrible, terrible policy. That's bad policy. And that's what Senator Menendez and I are trying to change.
Have you talked to the SALT caucus folks?
The SALT caucus.
The House folks that
I've talked to some people, yes.
Have you talked to them about have you talked to them
The
about
Pepper caucus and the SALT, yeah.
have you talked to them about whether
I've talked to some people in the House. I don't know if Senator Menendez can.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a SALT caucus. I'm not sure who's the members of the SALT caucus. Let me just say that for the longest period of time, the driver of trying to get a reinstatement of some form of appropriate SALT relief, I've been at the lead of that. So if I think that this is a good proposal, I would think, and if I say to my New Jersey colleagues, for example, that 98% of everybody in New Jersey will get full SALT relief, and we will make it revenue neutral, I think that's a hard position to be against, but I don't know what their position is. I've talked to some individuals. I don't know if they're members of the SALT caucus or not. So.
they were the folks that said they wouldn't vote to move things forward without the SALT.
Yes.
Just to make sure I understand this, you would make this, by saying you'd make this permanent, you're saying the $10,000 would be a permanent
Yes.
cap?
Yes.
Okay, so extended past 2025, that there would be an exemption for most income, most
exemption for people under 400 or 500,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, good. All right, thank you all very much.